Good afternoon, everybody. In last video lecture, we have started modern periodic table. You know that this topic is actually involved in 11th standard. Okay, that time we see in detail. Okay, and today we see the introductory part. Okay, or basic part of the modern periodic table. Modern periodic table or periodic table we have seen in 9th and 10th standard also. Okay, so today we'll continue this topic, modern periodic table. Modern periodic table. Modern periodic table. Okay. So लास्ट व्हिडिओ लेक्चर मध्ये आपण मेंडेलिव्हज पिरियडिक लॉ मेंडेलिव्हज पिरियडिक टेबल इथपर्यंत पाहिलं होतं. ओके. सो कॅन यू रिमेंबर दिस? येस. Can you tell me what was the law of Mendeleev's periodic table? Yes, Mendeleev's periodic law. The physical and chemical properties of the elements are a periodic function of their atomic masses. That was the Mendeleev's periodic law, right? So it means that Mendeleev's arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. मेंडेलिव्हनं काय केलं तर इन्क्रीजिंग ऑर्डरनं इलेमेंटची अरेंजमेंट केली इन हिज पिरियडिक टेबल. ओके. सो मेंडेलिव्हज अरेंज द एलिमेंट्स इन द इन्क्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ देअर atomic masses. In his periodic table consisting horizontal rows called periods. Okay. Horizontal rows called periods and vertical columns called groups. Okay, vertical columns. In his periodic table consisting horizontal rows called periods and vertical columns called groups. Okay, in Mendeleev's periodic table, elements are belonging to the same group. जर का elements same group मध्ये असतील, in Mendeleev's periodic table, elements are belonging to the same group show similar properties. Same group show similar properties. But the properties of elements in a series, in a periods, show gradual variation from left to right. Okay, is it clear? In Mendeleev's periodic table, elements are belonging to the same group. Okay, they show similar properties, but the properties of elements in a period, in a series, show gradual variation from left to right. At the time of Mendeleev's, he couldn't predict the inert gases. Means inert gases not predicted by Mendeleev's. Mendeleev'sनं inert gases काही prediction केलं नव्हतं that time. Okay, inert gases not predicted by Mendeleev's. Okay, so you know that in periodic table, last group, that is 18th group, and in 18th group there are inert gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These are the inert gases. It is also known as noble gases. 18 group elements. 18 group elements. Okay. In periodic table, last group contain inert gases. Inert gases, they are also known as noble gases. Okay. आणि 18 ग्रुपला आपण झिरो ग्रुप एलिमेंट्स पण म्हणू शकतो. काय म्हणू शकतो? झिरो ग्रुप एलिमेंट्स. Okay. zero group elements. So about inert gases, he was not able to give the information about inert gases. It means that inert gases not predicted by Mendeleev's. After some years, after some discovery, काही डिस्कवरी त्याच्यावर झाल्यानंतर काही वर्षांनी, after some years, these elements are accommodated in his periodic table. त्याच्या पिरियडिक टेबल मध्ये हे एलिमेंट्स प्लेस केले गेले by creating additional group, that is 18th group. Okay, by creating additional group. Okay, so after the discovery of atomic structure, see, after the discovery of atomic structure, atomic number was assigned to the element. After the discovery of atomic structure, atomic number was assigned to the elements. Atomic number was assigned to the elements. Okay, in 1913, English physicist Henry Moseley, English physicist Henry Moseley Okay. In 1913, English physicist Henry Moseley came and he observed the regularities in the characteristics of X-ray spectra. Okay, of X-ray spectra. Right? In 1913, English physicist Henry Moseley came and he observed some characteristics. He observed regularities in the characteristics of X-ray spectra. And he showed that the frequency of X-ray emitted by an element. What he showed that actually? He showed that the frequency of X-ray emitted by an element is related to atomic number rather than atomic mass number. Right? It means that this property is related to atomic number. Once again, I will repeat this. In 1913, English physicist Henry Moseley came and he observed regularities in the characteristics of X-ray spectra. And he showed that frequency of X-ray emitted by an element is related to atomic number rather than atomic mass number. And after he showed that the atomic number is more fundamental property. Atomic number is the more fundamental property than atomic mass number. And after that, Mendeleev's periodic law was modified. आणि त्याच्यानंतर काय झालं तर मेंडेलीवचा जो पिरियडिक लॉ होता तो मॉडिफाय केला गेला. ओके, Mendeleev's periodic law was modified. Okay, and he called them modern periodic law. And त्यालाच काय नाव दिलं गेलं? Modern periodic law. And he stated the modern periodic law. The physical and chemical properties of periodic function. I will write here. Modern periodic law. Modern periodic law. Very IMP. Okay. Because this topic are involved in 11th syllabus. So see carefully. Okay. Modern periodic law. Already I told Mendeleev's periodic law. This also important. Okay, modern periodic law. He stated the modern periodic law. The physical and chemical properties. The physical and chemical properties. The physical and chemical properties of elements. Chemical properties of elements are periodic function periodic function of their atomic number, are periodic function of their atomic number, are periodic function of their atomic number. Okay, this is the modern periodic law. Okay, Henry Moseley told that atomic number is the more fundamental property than atomic mass number, and he revised the Mendeleev's periodic law. He modified the Mendeleev's periodic law, and this is called modern periodic law. Modern periodic law. The physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic numbers. Mendeleev's periodic law was revised. Mendeleevचा periodic law काय झाला? Revised झाला. Mendeleev's periodic law was revised in accordance with atomic number. In accordance with atomic number. In accordance with atomic number. Mendeleev's periodic law was revised in accordance with atomic number, and final version of Mendeleev's periodic law किंवा Mendeleev's periodic table was modified. आणि जे फायनल वर्जन आहे, फायनल वर्जन and final version of Mendeleev's periodic table was modified. Okay, final version of Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table was modified, right? Mendeleev's periodic law was modified, okay, was revised in accordance with atomic number, and final version of Mendeleev's periodic table was modified, and the final version of Mendeleev's periodic table was modified, and this is called modern periodic law. This is called modern periodic table. Don't say law, modern periodic table. Modern periodic table. It is also known as long form of the periodic table. It is also known as long form of the periodic table. Modern periodic table is also known as long form of the periodic table. Long form of the periodic table. Maximum version was modified that time, but this version, that is long form of the periodic table or modern periodic table, was more convenient and widely used form of the periodic table. आणि जास्तीत जास्त आपण या मॉडर्न पिरियडिक टेबलचाच यूज करतो. त्यावेळी असे बरेचसेच पिरियडिक टेबलचे व्हर्जन्स निघाले होते, पण त्यापैकी जे लॉंग फॉर्म ऑफ द पिरियडिक टेबल किंवा मॉडर्न पिरियडिक टेबल हे जे व्हर्जन आहे किंवा त्याला आपण फायनल मॉडिफाईड व्हर्जन म्हणतो, ते अतिशय काय होतं तर युजफुल आणि कन्व्हिनियंट आहे आपल्यासाठी. वाईडली यूज अँड कन्व्हिनियंट व्हर्जन, ओके, ऑफ पिरियडिक टेबल. पिरियडिक टेबलचे हे अतिशय युजफुल असणारे व्हर्जन आहे. This is also known as long form of the periodic table. यालाच आपण काय म्हणतो? Long form of the periodic table. Modern periodic table is also known as long form of the periodic table. Okay. In modern periodic table, consisting horizontal rows. In modern periodic table, see, in modern periodic table, consisting horizontal rows. Horizontal rows called periods. Horizontal rows called periods and vertical columns called groups. vertical columns called groups. Vertical columns called groups. Okay. सो इंटरसेक्शन म्हणतो ना पण ह्या पिरियोडिक टेबल मध्ये हॉरिझॉन्टल रोज आणि वर्टिकल कॉलम यांचं काय आहे इंटरसेक्शन होत आहे. ओके. सो हॉरिझॉन्टल रोज कॉल्ड पीरियड्स अँड वर्टिकल कॉलम्स कॉल्ड ग्रुप्स. सो देयर आर 7 periods, 1 to 7 periods in modern periodic table. There are 7 periods, that is 1 to 7 periods in modern periodic table, and there are 1 to 18 groups, means total 18 groups in modern periodic table. तर मॉडर्न पिरियोडिक टेबल मध्ये काय आहेत तर 18 ग्रुप्स आहेत आणि 7 पिरियड्स आहेत. ओके, इन मॉडर्न पिरियोडिक टेबल. राईट. सो वन्स अगेन आय विल रिपीट दिस. आपण काय काय बघितलं तर मेंडेलिव्हज पिरियोडिक टेबल. ओके, तर मेंडेलिव्हज पिरियोडिक लॉ पाहिला होता. सो व्हॉट वॉज द मेंडेलिव्हज पिरियोडिक लॉ? The physical and chemical properties of elements are a periodic function of their atomic masses. It means that Mendeleev's arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses. And he also included the horizontal rows, means periods, and vertical columns, means groups, in his periodic table consisting periods, horizontal rows, and vertical columns. In Mendeleev's periodic table, elements are belonging to the same group show similar properties, but the properties of elements in a series, in a periods, show gradual variation from left to right. But that time Mendeleev was not able to predict the inert gases. It means that time he didn't give any information about the inert gases, means noble gases. 18th ग्रुप इलेमेंट. ओके, पिरियोडिक टेबल मधला जो 18th ग्रुप आहे त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो झिरो ग्रुप इलेमेंट और इनर्ट गॅसेस. ओके, हेलियम, निऑन, आर्गॉन, क्रिप्टॉन, झेनॉन, दीज आर द inert gases and they are included in 18th group, zero group elements or inert gases. Okay, it is also known as noble elements. त्याला आपण noble elements सुद्धा म्हणतो. Okay, so that time Mendeleev's not predict the noble gases or noble elements. Okay, after some years, after some discovery, these elements are accumulated in his periodic table. त्याच्या पिरियोडिक टेबल मध्ये ते एलिमेंट्स अकोमोडेट झाले. ओके, बाय ऍडिंग सम ऍडिशनल ग्रुप, बाय ऍडिंग और क्रिएटिंग ऍडिशनल ग्रुप. ओके, आफ्टर द डिस्कवरी ऑफ ॲटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर, ॲटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चरची काही डिस्कवरी झाली. ओके, आफ्टर द डिस्कवरी ऑफ ॲटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर, ओके, ॲटॉमिक नंबर वॉज असाइन्ड टू द एलिमेंट्स इन हिज पिरियोडिक टेबल. म्हणजे त्याच्या पिरियोडिक टेबल मध्ये जे काही एलिमेंट्स होते ते एलिमेंट्सचे ॲटॉमिक नंबर असाइन केले गेले. ओके, सो आफ्टर द डिस्कवरी ऑफ ॲटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर, ॲटॉमिक नंबर वॉज असाइन्ड टू द एलिमेंट्स इन हिज periodic table. In his periodic table, in 1913, Henry Moseley, that is the English physicist, was came and he observed regularities in the characteristics of X-ray spectra. X-ray spectra, and he showed that the frequency of X-ray emitted by an element. Frequency of X-ray emitted by an element is related to atomic number rather than atomic mass number. It means that he showed that atomic number is more fundamental property. Atomic number is more fundamental property rather than atomic mass number, and he ignored atomic mass number. He ignored atomic mass number and he told that atomic number is more fundamental property. Atomic number is more fundamental property, and after that Mendeleev's periodic law was modified, and this is called modern periodic law. Modern periodic law. So what was the modern periodic law? The physical and chemical properties of the elements are a periodic function of their atomic numbers. Once again I will repeat. The physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic numbers. It means that he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic numbers. Therefore, this periodic table is called modern periodic table. त्यालाच आपण काय म्हणतोय, मॉडर्न पिरियोडिक टेबल. म्हणजे मेंडेलिव्हचा पिरियोडिक टेबल रिवाइज केला. मेंडेलिव्हज पिरियोडिक टेबल वॉज रिवाइज्ड. Mendeleev's periodic law किंवा Mendeleev's periodic table was revised in accordance with atomic number. And the final version of periodic table is called modern periodic table. It is also known as long form of the periodic table. Final version, that is long form of the periodic table. Okay, and this final version is widely used and convenient version, convenient periodic table to us. Okay, so in modern periodic table consisting horizontal rows and vertical columns. Horizontal rows are called periods. There are 7 periods, 1 to 7 periods, and vertical columns called groups. So 1 to 18 groups are involved in modern periodic table, and nowadays we are using modern periodic table. Okay, so today we have to stop here. I think ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी समजल्या असतील. It is very interesting topic, modern periodic table, and already we know that some things regarding modern periodic table, right? Okay, thank you.